welcome along and welcome back to Haut Beyleron. Today we are headed back down to the shop. I need to get some feed for our chickens and we need to get a couple of bags of fertilizer. This is because our sunflowers aren't quite ready to harvest yet and we need to get a little bit more money in. We've got 25,000 is where we're sitting about now. We are costing a little bit of money each day because we still have that cow feed mixer. So we've got that going on. I'm just going to bring this around here. And so we've got our TLX truck here. And we're just going to buy a couple of sacks of fertilizer because if we look in here, we have, well, quite a few fertilizer contracts. We've got about £24,000 worth of fertilizer contracts we can do today. So that's going to be our aim, is to try and get through these 4 contracts once we've done our other stuff on the farm. The most important, as I say, being that we need to feed the chickens. So a bag of wheat for chicken feed is fairly expensive. I was hoping to maybe get a contract or 2 to do this, but doesn't seem to be the case. So 1,400 for that. And then we've got the other really expensive thing, which is the solid fertilizer. And I'm going to grab a couple of bags of this, seeing as we've got a lot of contracts to do, which unfortunately does take us down to 20,000, but there's not much I can do about that. We've got the little Manitou here. Now, this should be able to load these up. Whether these can load things far enough into our trailer is my big worry. But, yeah, this is down at the shop. And, once again, is owned by the shop. So that we can load things up here. Doesn't do great with these bags, but it does at least kind of work. Yeah, we're going to have to try and maneuver this in from here like this. That's as high as it goes. Just about reaches into our trailer, but it's how far we can get it into the trailer with this. Oh yeah, that is not very far, is it? So we might have to think of another way of doing this, because I'm not sure I can get all of these on here with this. The Kubota is really, really good. The Kubota front loader is really great for loading this stuff up. But I don't want to get on that on there unless on here unless we absolutely have to. Does this not go wide? Oh, this should go wide enough to pick up 2 of these. Yeah, there we go. Right. Let's see if we can get this going. Otherwise, we'll have to bring the flatbed out here and come and do it. Or bring the fertilizer spreader up here and come and do it. So that is as high as that lifts. Don't think that's high enough to get it over the side of our truck. Oh, it might be. Oh, it's going to be close either way. Yeah, that is. That is just high enough to get it over the top. Unfortunately, I can only get one of them over the top. Like that. Okay. That one in there like so. We'll reverse it off. And hopefully, there we go. And then get the other one up. And we might be able then to stick the other one in the other side. This is quite a bit of weight though we're putting in the back of our truck here. Whoa! Oh, we're alright. We're still on our wheels. But yeah, that's what we get for putting it right on the outside there. So back this off, put it on the tip, and then slowly move this forwards. And it should just reach over the side of the truck. There we go. There we are. And okay, that's a little bit messy. Can I just massage the bag in? Yeah, there we go. Thankfully, not putting the fork through the side of it. And then we'll just park this up over here and strap that all down. I'm quite pleased. I thought we weren't going to get all 3 of those on there. We certainly can't do more than 3 onto there. So let's get these all strapped down. This TLX is really, really useful. Absolutely fantastically useful. Right, close up the back. Yep, we're all good. Let's get this back to our farm with the 3,000 litres of products that we've got on the back. I'm just going to pop in on our cows on the way home. It's want to check that we started producing some milk and they're doing okay. So easy way to do that. Pop in at the top farm here and we'll just park up here for a moment. So I've given them some extra feed. I popped back after the end of yesterday's video or the last video, sorry. And yeah, we gave them a bit of extra feed. We currently have a total capacity, so we're just under full capacity on the food. We've already got our first 328 litres of milk, which is perfect. And yeah, they're looking very, very healthy. In comparison, our chickens are not. So yeah, we need to go and deal with them today. I am still very, very impressed with the bottom corner of this field, or the bottom corner of this area that has quite nicely smoothed out over here. I was slightly worried about that when we first started. Because, yeah, even here, there's not a huge hump down the side of the building. So that I'm really, really happy about. We've managed to sculpt it into the landscape here rather nicely. Now, the space to the left of it, to the left of the building, this is where I want to put the dairy. I want it right next to our cows. So we have to transport stuff a really short distance to get it into there. But we need to be able to afford it, which is what we're trying to raise. Well, at this point, £30,000 in order to do. So let's get this stuff back down to the farm. And what we can do is get the chickens fed, get some more eggs in, which will be great. And yeah, at some point we're going to have to do a perishables run today. We've got a load of tomatoes there, and I think there's some bread sitting down at our bakery. So there's a fair amount of work to be done around here. Right, back this tractor out, drop off the front loader, and then hopefully I can still reach my bag lifter at the back here. Quite a tight little space that we've got here. That's not great. We're pushing our bale spike round, but yeah, that's not bad. And now we should be able to lift the bags off the back of our truck here and get the chickens fed. It's really a bit of a mishmash of little jobs that we've got to do today. Stuff that needs getting out of the way, and oh, we've got to start this up to drop the tailgate. I forgot that. There we go. And that means that we should get all of this out of the way. I'm expecting our sunflowers to be ready to harvest probably in October, looking at this. And judging by the fact that we've got better contracts now that prevents the NPCs on the map from harvesting their crops, it means we should be able to get some harvesting contracts. Does mean that we should have a lot of harvests around here that we can get as part of a contract. That is actually pretty good. We've got a little bit of leftover feed. It wasn't a massive, massive cost. That's fantastic. We've got a few eggs to go before we've got a full pallet over there. So let's get our spreader out. We're going to use it on this tractor anyway, because that is what needs to. This tractor really is what needs to run it. So there we go. And then I'm going to open that up and bring it over here. And yeah, we've got a little bit of fertilizer in there at the moment. We're going to top it up, put all of this, all 2,000 litres of this in, and hopefully that will be enough to get all 4 of these contracts done. And there we go. It's not a huge amount in there. 2,367 litres of fertilizer in there. If it's not enough, if it doesn't do the contracts, what we should be able to do is can I lean out? Yeah, there we go. should be able to do is just go and pop down the shop and grab some more. Considering how much these contracts pay, I think it would surprise me if it required more than that. I mean, that's nearly 4,000. Well, no, that is 4,000 litres. Sorry, 4,000 pounds worth of fertilizer. Considering that that's pretty expensive to do the contracts that we're looking at, I think that we should have enough here. Right, close that up. Let's have a look at these contracts. So 15, 28, 45, and 48. 15 is really close to us. 28 should be fairly close to us as well. 24, I think 28 is there. 45 and 48. 45 is there, 48 is there. So we are going to take 15 on first, 28, 45, and then 48. So 15 first, then 28, and then 45, and then we're trying to stick to just having 3 contracts on the go at once. So once we finish 15, we will pick up 48 as well. And there's a couple of weeding contracts that come out. Not that I have a weeder, so yeah, we'd have to borrow stuff for that. Field 15 is just the other side of the railway tracks here, though. And yeah, we can get lined up for this fairly easily. Let's turn on the GPS. We'll turn on the lines. And then we're going to continue what I was doing last time with the GPS. I'll turn it on. There we go. Right. So we're going to do A+ heading. Back. Let's set our heading to... I think this will ask me what the heading should be, but there we go. Yep. 90 degrees, please. Set my width. Oh, I'm almost spot on. You can see that there. There we go. So that's the edge of the field. Set that up, that off, and away we go. So far, we've been doing about 10% of the contract per row on here. We've just hit the 50% mark. And as a result, we're at a good idea of how much fertilizer we're using. We started about 38% full on the fertilizer. We dropped to about 30% on the halfway point. So yeah, we're looking at about another 8%. So I think we're going to be left with about 22% fertilizer. I think we've bought enough to get us through at least 2 contracts, possibly 3, depending on field size. And yeah, this is the biggest field, I think, that we're working today. And as a result, this should give us the idea of the most fertilizer that we are likely to use. And if we can keep that to 22%, we should be good. Looking in here, field 15. Oh yeah, field 15 is easily the biggest field we've got. Field 28 should easily fit in with this. And field 45 should as well. So yeah, we may need to get another bag of fertilizer just to finish things off today. But in general, we're going to get the 3 contracts we've currently selected done off what we have in this trailer, I think. Just 5% left to go, and we are down to 22% left. Wow, train's coming a bit close. But this should complete it fairly quickly now. We might be down to 21% left in here, or it might be okay. We'll see where we are. But all in all, I'm pretty happy. My estimate is not far off. And there we go. Complete. And it has just dropped down to 21%. So there we go. That is our first field. Our contract on field 15 is done. Let's head out this way. And actually, I've noticed as I was doing field 15, is this a farmyard up here? This looks really cool. I there's still parts of this map I'm discovering, and yeah, look at this. Wow. That's pretty cool. I don't think it's a functional farmyard. It's like an old French winery. But yeah, none of these buildings are functional. That would be pretty cool. Although they have interiors, look. Wow. Yeah, I love that. That would be a good place to be based. Although I think it would be a bit of a pain to try and remodel. But I like that. That's pretty cool. But enough with the sightseeing. We want to pull into here and do field 28. I think we could do it from the other end, but I have a fairly good setup on here already. Oh yeah. That must be the angle of the next field over. So I'm going to move this across and get that all lined up. There we go. Start that up. And away we go with contract 2. In comparison to the last field, we're doing about 12% a row on this one. We are down to 16% of our fertilizer spreader left, so 950 odd litres. It's using fertilizer a little bit faster than the last contract was, so it's not quite as efficient, and I think we're going to end up going and grabbing another 1,000 litres of fertilizer, if for no other reason than we're just not going to make it through the next 2 contracts without doing that. That's okay. I would prefer to have been able to get through all of these contracts with the fertilizer we got, but yeah, it does not seem to be possible. I think I managed to turn then mistakenly with my fertilizer spreader on, which isn't great because I need every drop of fertilizer to complete these contracts as efficiently as possible. Down to the last 3%, and we're down to 10% of the capacity of our spreader. So very, very close to completion now, and tick over. There we go. Right, so we got 10% left. 619 litres. I think we used about 800 litres on that one. Now, field 28 here. That was... Yeah, we're going to be... We need another 1,000 litres. Right, can we accept... Let's accept that contract now. We've got these last 2. Looking at the details, it says 1,113 litres and 1,193. We do not have that much in here. So, yeah, we're going to have to go and get... I think we might have to get another 2 packs of fertilizer to get this done, which is a smidge annoying. Now, I want to say that just a single bag will be enough for the final 2 contracts. However, when I reflect on the fact that it's just taken us 800 odd litres to do the smallest contract, I think that's going to be a problem. So, in order to avoid having to come back here again, we are going to buy 2 more bags. So, let's go into here and grab 2 more of these. Oh, so expensive. And then, so that's 8,000. That's an entire one of these contracts worth that we've spent on fertilizer today. But again, not much I can do about it. If I want to get through these contracts and get earning money with them, we're going to need to do that. We need them. We actually need money to hire a combine. We've got that next month, and I think what we're going to end up doing is skipping the 2nd day of September. There's not a huge number of contracts about. We've only got 3 weeding contracts, which are not really worth the effort for the time. So yeah, we're going to have to borrow a combine and get on with doing the harvest next time. And heading into October to do that because nothing's ripe. Lots will be ripe on the map, though, when we come into next month. So I think it's going to be a case of not only doing our own sunflowers, but doing some other contracting sunflowers as well, and possibly other crops, and just getting as much harvest stuff through as possible and making as much money as possible during the next couple of days. If we can get our own fields done in a day, then we should be pretty good as far as getting lots of contracts done as well. Let's close that up. Right, and now the nearest field to us is field 48. So I'm going to head down there and do that one. I want to keep an eye on how much we use for this contract because, yeah, if it's more than 800 liters, then we were right to go and buy another fertilizer. If it's less than 800 liters, then we've overspent. So let's see how this goes, and hopefully we will make a good bit of money, and what we've spent to get this stuff together will be vindicated. Well, we're coming up to halfway through, and we have used over 400 liters so far. So, yeah, I think we're vindicated. I think that we had to buy 2 full fertilizer bags in order to get this done. Which is a pity because, of course, it's increased our costs and meant that we have to spend more. Had to spend more to get the materials to do these contracts. But we're still going to be up overall for the day, so it's not the end of the world. Now, one thing I should note is, and I know these comments will come with me having said that, is that I am using the automatic application rate and not just dialing it right down so that I don't, I spend as little as possible doing this contract. I think the automatic spray rate or the automatic application rate is the way to go with this as far as a realistic approach is. I want to spend the money I should be spending to run a contract like this, and so yeah, the automatic spray rate is fair, I think, and allows me to apply this in a more realistic manner, even if the farmer isn't requiring us to spray or spread fertilizer on the whole field. Final little bit at 98% done, and we're down to 1900. We've actually only used 700 liters, and oh man, really? So that actually used slightly less than field 28 did, which makes sense because field 28 was 5,600 and that was 5,500. However, we've not got a massive amount more cost, and this next field would have to use 900 odd liters in order for us not to have purchased that second big bag. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We can always do fertilizer on the farm, but to be perfectly honest, I also need the money. It's $2,000, and that would be of so much use to us right now. Final contract for today, and it's just over the railway line here, and again, it's a completely blank field. Let's check our alignments. Yeah, we're well over, so we'll move that back across. Look, here comes the train again. Perfect. There we go. Set that. And we're off on our final field. And this, I don't know if it's going to take 900 liters, but I guess we'll see by the end of it. Just about approaching the halfway point, and this is not looking good. 1,512 liters. I reckon it should be about 1,450 in order for us to not have wasted our money on that extra bag of fertilizer. So yeah, we are we've spent money we probably didn't need to in order to get 2 bags of fertilizer on here. I know what would have happened. Had I not purchased the second bag, we would have ended up needing it anyway. So that is Murphy's Law, as it should be. And we... turn on. There we go. And we have a fair amount of field to go. We're 60% of the way through. We've got enough fertilizer easily left. So should be an easy enough thing to complete this contract. Up to 97% done. Last little strip down the edge here. And we still have well over 1,000 litres left. So I'm thinking that we did not need to buy that extra 1,000 litres. Not by much. I mean, we are down to 1,090 litres. So it would have been close. At least I can say it would have been close. But yeah, we could have saved ourselves nearly £2,000. So let's head back to the farm. We still have a couple of errands to run today, so I want to get those done. And of course, we need to collect on our contracts as well. So the big question is, were these contracts today worth it? Did we really need to go out and do that? We are at 16,000. We need to go up to at least 27,000 for these to have been worth it. Let's complete these contracts. So collect. And we are up to 42,513. So with that all done, what I need to do now is load up some of our other bits. We need to get the tomatoes sold, as I said, and we also need to go and drop off the bread. We want to do this today as the sun is setting. It's really quite late, but I think we should have enough time in this video to do this. So there we go. That onto there. We need to disconnect that. I'm just going to leave this here for the minute, and then we'll swap the forks onto this. I probably had to pick it from behind the bale spike, which is going to be interesting. That's under here. Drop that down and off, and then get the fork on. Perfect. Right, and now I'm just going to load up the tomatoes. 4th pallet of tomatoes loaded up onto the forks. And yeah, I could back this up and just load these in the way we do the bread, but I prefer to do it this way. It actually requires some skill and requires me to get the tomatoes and the pallets onto the forks. Yes, I don't know how to be so precise getting them into the actual trailer, but you know, I still have to process it and do it myself, as opposed to having the auto load function doing it for me. So that there into here. Perfect. Let's just spin this around and get our last pallet of tomatoes in here. So yeah, that's a good amount of those. We'll bring this over here, and I'm just going to park the tractor out the way. Alright, we'll close up the back, like so. Lights on our truck. And now we can head out and get these sold. And then it's down to the bakery for the bread. And that way we are clear to go into October next time. If we somehow manage to get 8,000 off these last few sales today, we will have enough to buy the dairy. The downside is that we then won't have enough to hire a combine harvester, which is not great. I'll look at those last few tomatoes going in. There we go. 1,800 plus 111. We are up to 44,000. So, yeah, down to the bakery. We've got a couple of crates of bread to pick up. And we are about 5.5 grand shy of being able to afford a dairy. Although, as I said, we are not going to be able to afford that and get our sunflowers harvested this year. All in all, though, today has been a fairly successful day, I think. We have made a decent amount of money. We still have a decent amount of money coming in. Just open the doors and load that up. So there's the first one. Is that going to take... I don't think that's going to load up the second as well. So we'll just reverse that back up a little bit further. There we go. Second crate of bread loading into that. 2,000 litres of bread. That, I think, is going to be pretty good for us. So end result is that we're up here and we've got 2,000 litres of bread to sell. Let's see how much this is worth to us. In it comes. Open up those rear doors. Unload the bread. 49,438. That is incredible. So close to being able to afford the dairy. And had we not bought that extra load of fertilizer, that's exactly what we'd be able to have done. As I said, though, moot point, we've got to get a harvester next time to get our sunflowers in. We'll make more than we would if we just straight up bought dairy anyway. So it's not the end of the world. It's going to be useful. It's going to make us more money. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here, which all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.